Welcome to the night where we light up the spot. We're trading crypto, finance, you'll be mad on the charts. Hosted by the one, Lunar Beaches top shark. Dive deep into the numbers cause this ain't no lark. We're crunching all the data, making money moves fast. From Wall Street to the blockchain, making predictions last. Community together in this financial blast. Markets after dark, like shatter ceilings made of glass. Mad on the charts with Lunar's bright lights. Crypto markets soaring through the night. Follow the trends, see future in sight. It's markets after dark, the financial flight. From Bitcoin to Ethereum, we're mapping the road. Stock tips and insights, secrets ready to unload. Trading strategies, sharp on knowledge be showed. Let Lunar Beaches guide you to the mother lode. Economic loops and the way the dollar flows. Community vibes where everybody grows. Analyzing trends while the world lays low.
Let's turn it up a little bit. There we go. Oh, wait a minute. I think we might be cooking with grease now. There we go. Oh, oh. Whoa, 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 whoa. Blowing them out. Blowing them out. All right. Mute. Hold on. Properties. Perfect. No sound here. There should be sound now. Monitor only, mute only. How about I just turn down? There we go. That's better. All right, guys. Welcome to Mad Markets After Dark, where we go mad on the charts Sunday through Thursday, starting at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Big, massive news today, of course, that dropped. We will be, of course, taking a look into the new strategic crypto reserve. It includes Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Solana, and Cardano. What an amazing day to see. Who could have seen this coming? Who could have seen this coming? Hey, we need to be cautious though, okay? That's gonna be our mantra for until we have some things proven to us, okay? One giant day doesn't mean anything, okay? So we need to be careful. We need to be cautious. We'll go over an article that Piper sent about the GDP and what the Atlanta Fed has to say about that. It is forecasting, as with the current data that has been coming out as of late, it is forecasting some pretty grim news, but we'll see how everything turns out. We'll see how everything turns out. And it's not, hey, I mean, for me, in my opinion, I think we could be seeing crypto's last hurrah before everything just hits the fan. Or everything could just hit the fan. Either way, we're going to be hitting the fan. The question is, will we get more pumpage before everything hits the fan. What's going on, everybody? Let's go ahead and bring up the beautiful, beautiful Madhouse. That's not the one. What are you doing up here? What are you doing up here, Mr. Trump? He did that. That wasn't supposed to pop up yet. Dang it. That's okay. Well, now you see it. I forgot to do the chat box. No wonder it's not up right now, but let's go ahead and bring it on up. Where are you at? There you are. There's my beautiful, beautiful people. Hey, how are you doing, everybody? Welcome to the Madhouse. Let's say good evening to everybody. All set in the house. What's going on? Time for Mad After Dark. Let's go. R.S. Miller, as always. Alexandra G. The Mod Queen is in the house. What's going on? Alexandra G. J. Violet, what's going on? J. Vi, Average Crypto Joe, Dylan VA. We've got Bullish Bob up in here. What's going on, Bullish Bob? Dylan VA, yeah. And I think that is about it as of now. So, yeah. We know. Stop showboating. All right. When the market's up, we will find out what happens in about 30 minutes when the market's open. The market's already open. What do you mean? The markets are already open, bro. We're going to be going over that. You know, it is Macro Monday here for Markets After Dark, where we go by UTC time because the show is so late that we start it where it's early. It's so late that it's early. So, like I said, welcome to the Madhouse. But anyways, thank you for joining. Let's go ahead and get into the charts. Asian markets open. Yeah, the Asian market's already open. And some futures are already open. Bitcoin, massive candle on the daily, wiping out the almost all of last week's price action. Didn't quite get it all, but a 9.55% daily candle, $8,215 from open to close. Pretty massive. $9,956 from wick to wick, from low to top. But from the very bottom, we're looking at a $16,770 move, 21.45%. Absolutely massive 3 days. So, the question is it over or is it going to keep going? That's our million sat question. Is it over or is it going to keep going? All right. Stop showboating, Trump. We know. All right. So first thing that we need to do is we need to zoom out a little bit. We're going to pull a fixed range volume profile of this range. I'm going to take this last low, and I'm going to take this last low before we came up into the range, and then I'm going to pull across, and then we can see, all right, so we are above the value area low. We came up just short of the point of control on this chart. Let's see, if I just take in the top range, it's probably, I thought we hit the point of control. Maybe not on this chart. Let's take a look at, let's change this up. Let's go to the Coinbase chart, because that's your spot chart. That's a Binance perpetual chart. This is your spot chart. So I would like to see, and we know that there's a lot of volume on Coinbase too. I mean, there's a lot of volume on Binance, but let's go off of this. Oh, I thought we hit that point of control. Maybe it's moved up. Maybe it's moved up since the daily close. That could be the case, actually. Let's go ahead and let's go to the previous day. Okay, so see it. I think it got a little lower on that one. Let's go to the little bit lower. So this one's sitting at 96,414. If we pull it all the way over, we're actually right about the same. So nose itchy. Asian market 1:30 a.m. to 7 a.m. So that's what time? Asian markets opened at like when the markets open, like when we changed a new day. So like 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when the Asia markets open. Yep. And actually, an hour before that, I believe Forex markets open. So we've already seen some markets opening up. We'll get into those that are open. But we can see we do have that point of control resting above us at about 96,500 is what we'll call it. And we need to stay above the value area low right here. Let's get rid of these fin lines. Hello, there we go. All right, so we got the value area high up here at about 105, and then we have the point of control at 96,500. So we need to get above 96,500 to really start feeling, before we start getting more bullish, okay? So right now we are still cautious, okay? It's cautiously optimistic. That's going to be the theme. We need to maintain caution. See, there's our 200-day SMA. You can see we closed above it on Friday and have since aggressively moved away from it. Let's bring up a 100-day SMA. So I'm going to type in SMA, moving average, simple. And then we're going to type in, we're going to come over here. We're going to go to settings, and we're going to type in the 100. We're going to go to style, and we're going to make this a color that we can see. We'll make it orange. There we go. And there we go. 100 SMA is still sitting above us at about $96,716. Let's go ahead and toggle this on. I haven't ever done this because I never really liked all the indicators on the side here, indications. But let's see. Indications. Last day values. Is it going to be on their canvas? Background, grid lines, navigation, margins. It's probably on this one that I was on. Okay, currency and unit always visible over mouse. Block price, scales placement. Looking for indicators and financials. So let's do value. There we go. All right, so yeah, so now we have an exact value on the side over here that these indicators are sitting at. So we have the 100 EMA, excuse me, sitting at 97,000, or SMA rather, sorry, at 97,547. What is this one? Is this 100 daily? Let's take I want to see what the 100 daily EMA is looking like. Go to the daily. There we go. It's this green one here. We did close above the 100 EMA, daily EMA, but we still have that SMA resting above us. So we need to be mindful of that. So I would say getting above $97,546 is going to be pretty critical. It's going to be part of the puzzle. Let's turn on our TR main. We can see that we got up to the 50 EMA and are pulling back off of the 50. The 50 is the blue line inside of the purple cloud here. So we still need to get above these moving averages. So let's draw this out, make this white. So what I want to see price do is I want to see price, whoops, of course. It's being a little laggy. Everybody and their moms looking at Bitcoin right now on TradingView. There we go. All right, so we want to see, I want to see 13 and the 5 hold, which is this red and these red and yellow lines here. I want to see those hold. And then I want to, and this value area low, I want to see that hold, and I want to see us get a bounce above, and then bounce above this range here, and then get some closes above that. So we want to see this thing do something like that. What we don't want to see is some faltering here, because if it starts doing something like this, it's just gonna plummet, I think. So we need Bitcoin to continue to show strength. It can't just be this one day off thing. It needs to continue to show strength. Now, Monday could be a sideways chop day, and as we are set to form a potentially bullish fair value gap between the Saturday and Monday candles. So if we were to close here, it would put in this fair value gap. And at that point, I would, let's double click that. Let's turn this on. I would look for price to come back potentially at least halfway down this candle to take some liquidity. So don't be surprised if we come down to $89,500. So we could absolutely come down there and tap that and go, or we could only just take a little bit of it, 25% of the fair value gap, and then go. We'll just have to wait and see how this closes. So how low the wick goes. So we'll see. But the good thing is that if we create a fair value gap on a Monday, then the likelihoods of Tuesday coming down, sweeping the Monday low, and tapping into that gap and then reversing from it increases dramatically. So we kind of want Monday to kind of be a cool off day, get back down, reset some indicators, some oscillators, and then Tuesday come down, sweep the Monday low, and then push and then continue to the upside. I think that's what we really want to see out of Bitcoin. Kind of get an initial reaction. You know, we got the big pump on a Sunday in the middle of the morning when nobody's in the markets like they are once the stock market opens on Monday. So we'll see. One thing that we do need to be watching as well, if we come over here to, let's go to open list, all Bitcoin macro. Go to our CME futures, and we can see we did create a massive CME gap here on the Bitcoin futures chart. Huge gap. CME gap. I drew this out. So 50% retracement of the CME gap would be about it would be $89,915. So get rid of this real quick. There we go. So we can see massive CME gap. So we've got to be mindful of that as well, that price may want to come down to fill a lot of this gap before it continues to the upside. Dang, that's what I forgot to buy today. Australian black licorice. Okay. Trump, he has more news coming this afternoon. Tomorrow afternoon? I'm so confused. John Germain, what's going on? How you doing? Julian Allegria? Little Fish. What's going on? What's going on, everybody? Good to see y'alls. Good to see yous. Good to be seen. So yeah. So we did fill, let's see how much of this previous gap, CME gap, did we fill? All right, so we did come down and fill a good bit of it. 702. Did it come down into 702? Sure did. We filled more, a little over 70% of this gap, which is more than enough to continue to the upside. Now, when we look at our EMAs and our SMAs, let's start with the SMAs on here. We did not tap the 200 daily SMA on the futures, but we did get above the 100 SMA on the futures. So maybe we shouldn't go off of these when it comes to the EMAs on the futures chart. Let's look at the EMAs and get rid of the SMAs and see what that looks like. So we did come down and touch the 200 EMA, and we still are above the 100 EMA. We're also above the 100 EMA on the spot chart. So my air conditioner has been running. That's good. Going from 81 today to 55 for a high tomorrow. Artis Miller, you must like live close to me. Because you're always talking about the weather, and it's like very similar to mine. Let's see. We haven't turned hours yet. Won't need it tomorrow. Yeah, won't need it tomorrow. All right, but yeah. So, like I said, we just need for Bitcoin and pretty much everything else to prove themselves. Now, what we also need to take a look at, I mean, it is Macro Monday, so we'll be taking a look at it anyway. So let's go ahead and go over to our SPY, our S&P 500 futures, and take a look. All right, so we are still within the range over here on our futures chart, our SPY futures chart. So that is all right. It's not too bad, not too shabby. We do have a fair value gap sitting above right here, a daily fair value gap. That price could definitely, I would kind of expect it to get up to before it would break down or break up. So come up to it and break down, or come up to it and use it as support and continue higher. That's going to, I mean, are we going to see that? I don't know. The reason I'm not so sure if we'll see it or not is because of this right here. Sorry to blind you. I can't change it. But CNBC, the first quarter, why is this like this? Why is this why is it like this? Refresh. Why isn't it like the whole page? Kind of weird. We're also going to be taking a look at some special cryptos. You'll find out why they're special here soon. All right, we're going to have to read it like this. All right, so this is the first quarter is on track for negative GDP growth. Atlanta Fed indicator says. So the Atlanta Fed's GDP Now tracker of incoming data is indicating that gross domestic product is on pace to shrink by 1.5% for the first quarter. While the tracker is volatile through the quarter and typically becomes more reliable much later in the quarter, we're getting late in the quarter, it does coincide with some other indicators showing a growth slowdown. Can I increase the size of this? Let's see. Where's my plus? Did I do that right? No, it's Control plus. Right? That's better. All right, so let's see. All right, so early economic data for the first quarter of 2025 is pointing towards negative growth, according to a Federal Reserve Bank of Atlanta measure. The central bank's GDP Now tracker of incoming metrics is indicating that GDP is on pace to shrink by 1.5% for the January through March period. Fresh indicators showed that consumers spent less than expected during the inclement January weather, and exports were weak. Whoa. What just happened? What just happened? I'm so confused. What just happened? What is my computer doing? What just happened? You guys. Hold on. Oh, I see what I did. I didn't know I could do that. Okay. Sorry about that. I don't know what just happened. All right, back to it. Fresh indicators showed that consumers spent less than expected during the inclement January weather, and exports were weak, which led to the downgrade. Prior to Friday's consumer spending report, GDP Now had been indicating growth of 2.3% for the quarter. While the tracker is volatile and typically becomes a more reliable measure much later in the quarter, it does coincide with some other measures that are showing a growth slowdown. Quote, "This is sobering, notwithstanding the inherent volatility of the very high-frequency nowcast maintained by the Atlanta Fed." End quote. That was by Mohammed El Arian, Chief Economic Advisor at Allianz and President of Queen's College, Cambridge. All right, the gauge had pointed to GDP gains as high as 3.9% in early February, but has been on a decline since then as additional data has come in. On Friday, the Commerce Department reported that personal spending fell 0.2% in January, missing the Dow Jones estimate for a 0.1% increase. Adjusted for inflation, spending fell 0.5%. As a result, that shaved a full percentage point off the expected contribution to GDP down to 1.3%. At the same time, the contribution of net exports tumbled from minus 0.41 percentage points to minus 3.7 percentage points. Oof. The combination of data and its impact on the growth outlook comes with surveys showing decreasing consumer confidence and worries about rising inflation. The Commerce Department also reported that an inflation measure the Fed favors moved lower during the month as the core personal consumption expenditures price index fell to 2.6%, down 0.3 percentage points from December. So that's not bad. The week also brought some concerning news out of the labor market as initial unemployment claims hit a level that was high. It was last higher in early October. In addition, and also this week, guys, we do have the non-farm payroll this week. It is non-farm payroll week, which are usually volatile weeks. Considering we just got this information about the strategic crypto reserve, I think it would be best if everybody exercised caution this week. I think it's going to probably be a volatile week. And so if you are to do any intraday trading, just know that it could be difficult or it could be lucrative. It's all relative. In addition, the bond market also has been pricing in slower growth. The 3-month Treasury yield this week moved above the 10-year note, a historically reliable indicator of a recession at the 12 to 18-month horizon. So the economic and policy uncertainty has led to a bumpy start to the year for the stock market. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is up 2% in 2025 amid wild fluctuations in a volatile news cycle. And that volatile news cycle is not going to end for the next 4 years. Believe that. Quote, "My sense is that the complacency that has crept into asset markets is about to be disrupted," said Joseph Brusuelas, chief U.S. economist at RSM. "Markets increasingly believe the Fed will respond to the slowdown with multiple interest rate cuts this year. Traders in the Fed funds futures market increased the odds of a 0.25 percentage point reduction in June to about 80% as of Friday afternoon and raised the possibility of 3 such cuts total this year." So that brings us to a little bit of forecasting, okay? Now, thank you for sharing, tweeting that out, Alexander G. I totally forgot. I'm going to like and I'm going to retweet myself. repost, whatever. So yeah, what does this all mean? All of this means it's going down. Hold on. Give me the economic data explanation you shared earlier. All right, so inflation indicators. Okay, this is not what I had in mind. But anyways, what I was looking for, or what we were looking for, guys, or what I've been thinking, especially with all this stuff going on. But I kind of want to get like I kind of want to ground out my views for what I am seeing for the markets, because it seems like there's a little bit misunderstanding that I'm like being overly or super bullish when I don't think I am. So I need to go ahead and say Stephanie Mallet, Stefan Mallet. I have 4 millions X50 200M. Are you? What is going on? Oh, you guys are talking about something crazy. All right, so on Friday in the Piper Academy Discord, link is in the chat, pinned in the chat. Thank you, Alexander G, for doing that. Join the Discord, the Piper Academy Discord today, so you can get insights into these markets. And we also have an awesome DCA strategy that Piper has put together. Make sure you check that out today. Become a Piper Academy member. Link in the description down below or in the chat if you're watching right now. Let me go to live chat. All right, so on Friday, I said it in the Discord. Once I saw the news about the crypto summit, it is going to be happening this Friday at the White House. I said in Discord, I said, watch. Next thing we'll see I said the crypto summit will probably lead to the announcement of a crypto strategic reserve. These are my exact words. Now, technically, the summit didn't lead to it, but the news of the summit did come before the announcement of the crypto strategic reserve. So I don't know. I consider that me calling it. I also called ADA to be one of the tokens the night before it popped off. So last night, Saturday night, I was in the Discord and I said I had the only ones that I had mentioned so far was XRP, Litecoin, and ADA. Litecoin just because of its current strength against Bitcoin. And Cardano, well, XRP because of Brad Garlinghouse having dinner with Trump right after the election, right after he won the election, and then Charles Hoskinson having his ties to the government. I said, watch Cardano be one of the players. Sure enough, two of the 3 cryptos that I've been talking about, or that I talked about over the weekend, show up in one Truth Social post by President Trump. And that just blew my mind. And to see me wake up and see that, especially being in the XRP community, XRP was my first crypto. We were battered and beaten, not just by the SEC, but by the haters. All the haters. Battered and beaten for so long. Still are. So many Bitcoin maxis were so mad that XRP was name dropped, especially before Trump came in and was like, Bitcoin and Ethereum, of course they're going to be in the reserve. Well, I mean, what are you guys talking about? Of course they're going to be in the reserve. It's almost like Bitcoin and Ethereum were afterthoughts, which is kind of weird. But I'm going to be honest. I don't think Bitcoin, I don't think Trump, I don't think Trump likes Bitcoin because I think he's kind of skeptical or kind of iffy about Bitcoin. Why? Can anybody guess why? Why I think that he's still kind of skeptical about Bitcoin? And maybe even Ethereum. Can anybody guess why? And why here's a hint. I think he really likes XRP and Cardano and Solana, I guess. But can you guess why, or at least his explanation for why he likes these tokens? Because China and Russia not holding it? Close enough. I was going to say America made. Made in America. That brings up my second bit for tonight. He tweeted that he loves BTC and ETH, though. Yes, he did, but that was like they were afterthoughts. He's like, of course I like these. Yeah, of course. I just didn't mention them in the first tweet, for reasons. I mean, come on. It's like they were an afterthought. And I don't think he didn't tweet that he loved them. He's just like, of course they're going to be in there. And other valuable crypto assets. He said other valuable crypto assets. What are those other ones? Well, we know Trump. We know his America first. And we are going to start doing a segment on MAD until the bull run is officially over. And that segment is going to be the Made in America segment. Because that is exactly what I think is about to happen. As we're going to see names on this list get dropped by the president, by David Sachs. I'm not sure who's going to be dropping them, but I think they're going to be dropped because it's made in America, even though they're all like decentralized. But they're made in America, created by American entrepreneurs, American developers. That is where Trump is going to look. He's not going to look at anything created by anyone else. He's going to be looking at Made in America. You better believe it. You better believe it. It's a pretty nice list, honestly. It's a pretty nice list. Let's just go ahead and go through a lot of these. So we've got XRP, Solana, Cardano, Dogecoin, HBAR. I'm big on HBAR. Chainlink, big on Chainlink. Stellar Lumens, XLM. Basically, we'll ride with XRP. Avalanche, AVAX. We got SWI, Litecoin. I'm big on Litecoin. Polkadot. Litecoin is going to be the next one to have a God candle. What? Well, maybe not the next one, but it's going to have a God candle. Dot, Bitcoin Cash, Uniswap, who just had a lawsuit dropped against them by the SEC. We have got Near Protocol, Aptos, Ondo, Aave. That's going to be a pretty big one. Any layer 2s for ETH are going to be, I think, big movers. Especially ones that are what? That's right, America made. Made in America. Algorand, Filecoin. Algorand chart currently looks similar to Cardano's chart before Cardano popped today. So that's one I'm definitely watching. Render, Optimism, another layer 2 on Ethereum. So need to be watching that one. story. I have no idea what this is. It doesn't have a ton of history. I already looked at the chart. I have no idea what this is, so I'm just going to skip that one. Injective, I like. MakerDAO, we like DAOs. This one's actually stuck around and hasn't faltered. Kind of like Curve. I don't think Curve is American. Not really sure. I don't think I've seen it on this list, unfortunately, because I do like Curve a lot. But I like DAOs a lot in general. They are kind of very they're very what the like crypto, like the not psychology. What's the word I'm looking for? They're very crypto. DAOs are like the vision of crypto. Like DAOs, I think are a big part of like the forward-looking vision of crypto, and their ability to be able to change the way in which we do public spending. I think DAOs could play a big factor in that. Stacks, STX, Movement, WorldCoin, Theta Network, SEI, SEI. What's going on? Cluck, cluck, crypto bio. Hope you're doing well. Crypto utility and lasers. Pew, pew, pew. Oh. Advocates. Much love, fam. Advocates. I don't know what that word is. I mean, I know what that word is. I don't know why you're saying it. The Graph. Bonk. Meme coin. EOS. Dead project, but up 9.77% on the daily. Tezos, XTZ. I did really like Tezos. Pew, pew, pew. Gala, Zcash. Really love Zcash. Private privacy token. Ani X coin, which this one is actually a nice mover. Helium, as of late. Helium. Pudgy Penguins, DYDX, Aerodrome. I mean, you just come over here to the coinmarketcap.com, go over to categories, and click Made in America tokens, and you will get the whole list. But I have already put together a list and created a watch list full of the top 42. I might add 8 more to bring in the top 50. But I think, guys, I think we need to be watching these every day from here on out. Now, like I was talking about that XCN, the OniX coin, it's getting a nice little move already. It's gotten a nice move off of the lows, but I don't know. This one's stuff like this that I really don't even know. Kind of don't like to mess with, but. We did get a nice break of resistance. Now we can see. Now we will see if it can. If we can start closing some higher highs, some higher daily candles. So, Made in America. Sold my XCN this morning and bought XRP. There you go. How did Bonk get in there? Bonk is made in America, apparently. So yeah, right now all of these are pretty much down, getting pullbacks, of course. Let's go ahead. So that's your Made in America. We're gonna be looking into a lot of these charts. We'll get deep into Made in America tomorrow night for TA Tuesday. All right, but tonight it's still Macro Monday. So let's try to keep on that theme. Let's go take a look at the Dixie. How is our beautiful Dixie doing? And then after the Dixie, we're gonna go back to the index charts because I do want to go over the NASDAQ and the Dow Jones as well. The S&P is still in a range. We're still waiting to see it break lower or higher. And that's it. That's it for the S&P. We'll get back to that in just a second. But right now, let's take a look at the dollar, which on the daily is pushing to the downside. So that is good news. We want to see the dollar to continue to push to the downside, because the crypto market is inverse correlated with the dollar. As our your risk on assets. All of your risk on assets are inverse correlated on a more, higher time frame. They can correlate sometimes where both the dollar and your risk assets are moving to the upside. But generally speaking, they are inverse correlated. When one's going up, the other one's going down. When one's going down, the other one's going up. Because if the dollar is losing its value, what is it losing its value to? It is losing its value to the assets. Assets go up in value, dollar goes down in value. Assets go up in value, dollar goes down in value. That's kind of how it goes, yin and yang. I'm hoping for the stock market to be up tomorrow. What's up going on, Kelly L? Hope you're doing well. And Tesla, yeah. We can take a look at those. But yeah, so the Dixie's looking good. Now it did break and close above this high over here, so it could just be a pullback before we see continuation to the upside. So we do have to continue to monitor the dollar for sure. But if we zoom out, we can look at the broader scale. This kind of looks a lot like the Russell 2000. So, and it's kind of, let me drag this down. That's a fair value gap. But we can see that this is almost like a breakout retest type of deal before it sends higher. But we will have to wait and see what it decides to do. I mean, I do see a fair value gap down here that we could come down to potentially. Let's go down to the 4 hour. Maybe the daily would have been enough, but yeah, let's go to the daily. All right. So the daily, we can see that we got above the 0.5 retracement. We're trying to hold that, but if it continues to come to the downside, it might just continue. Well, obviously, we put in a higher high. We closed a higher high on Friday. So if it creates another higher high, then the dollar is looking a little bit more bullish. But we can see both the dollar and risk on assets go to the upside. Turn on our EMA or our SMAs here. We are above the 100 daily SMA. So that is bullish for the dollar as of now. We did get a close below it, but we'll see if it starts to falter or not. Let's turn on the Market Oracle Pro. We get a sell signal, but turning a little more pink than red, so the gradient is kind of turning on that one. Where are my dynamic reactor and quantum reactors? Let's turn on our quantum and dynamic reactors. So yeah, did get a little bounce off of the dynamic reactor. Where's the quantum? Does the quantum reactor take in volume or something? Okay, let's find the Dixie and let's go to Capcom, because that one actually has volume on it, because you can trade the Dixie on capital.com. I liked that. What are you doing? All right, so this is going to be important to look at for a chart that we're going to be looking at here soon, and that is this broadening wedge after a move to the downside. We can see that it broke to the upside, right? So keep that in mind before we go to any other charts. So we did get a bounce off of the dynamic reactor, and now we're kind of back testing the previous range. So if we just made this top section just one big range, and we take it from this high over here, there we go, we could see break down. Of course, this needs to move down lower. Turn on our magnet. There we go. All right, so a break down, a push to the upside, a back test of the previous range, and we will see if it will continue to the downside after a bearish back test. Bitcoin is doing something very similar, so we got to be mindful of that. And we do have the point of control sitting above us as well. So again, the dollar is looking kind of weak, but at the same time, it could reverse at any moment. Same with Bitcoin. All right, now let's go down and let's check out the Dow Jones futures, and you will see what I was talking about. I believe it was the Dow Jones. Yep. Let's go to the hourly. Check out Chart Prime. Link in the description down below. 45% off your first month. Chart Prime indicators. Learn the game. Wait, that's not how that works. All right, so the E-mini futures for the Dow Jones have created a broadening wedge. Now, broadening wedges are neutral, okay? They have a neutral bias. They're not bearish or bullish. So they're 50% just like your symmetrical triangles. So all we're waiting to see is if we get a break above and then get above the dynamic and quantum reactors, then we'll be looking really good for the Dow Jones. And it also, like the S&P 500, is still within its top range, just kind of meandering along here, creating some relatively equal highs that love to be taken out. But we will see if they do get taken out. I'm not really seeing anything too terribly bearish at the moment for the major stock indices. In fact, they have flipped green, so that is good. We have the SPY sitting 0.12% up. We have the NASDAQ sitting 0.12% up, and now the Dow Jones is in the green at 0.04%. Very minuscule, but these could easily end up higher. But we do have a fair value gap. So we could come down and tap here on the NASDAQ before it decides to move to the upside. So it's kind of a wait and see game. We're going to have a lot more to go off of after Monday's session. We're going to have a lot more to go off of. Let's go over here to the Russell 2000. These are 2,000 stock market companies, public companies, with small market caps. So for this one, we look at this one to kind of try and get a gauge on if the breadth in the market is really opening up, which means people are willing to be a little more risk on when the breadth opens up in the market. So we really want to see the Russell break above this downwards trend here and start put in a higher high here. So we really want to see it get above 23,026 points, 23,326 points. Get above that, and close above that, and we might start seeing some big moves. Crypto might actually be a leading indicator. We'll see. But typically we do see the Dow Jones put in a new all-time high before Bitcoin puts in a new all-time high. So keep that in mind as well. So we'll be wanting to watch the Dow Jones. We want to see it put in a new all-time high. Maybe even prior to Bitcoin. So we shall see on that. Let's take a look at Tesla since that was mentioned in the chat. La Breca, thank you for joining the alumni. We do greatly appreciate you, my friend. La Breca, awesome. Thank you for joining. Trump probably announced this on a weekend, so the ETF guys that capitulated last week will have to buy higher on Monday. We'll see. So Tesla's looking hasn't been looking great, has it? Been on a pretty fat downtrend. My best friend today, I don't know if this is true or not, but my best friend today said that there was something going around, and he likes Elon, by the way. So just so you know his bias. But he said that he saw something that Elon's brother, like, literally sold the exact top, some, like, I don't know, it was like 18 million or maybe even more, 58 million, something like that. It was some crazy, millions of dollars. Sold the exact top, of course. And we're still sitting above. Well, we took out the old all-time high, the 2021 all-time high, and have since been back testing, coming for a back test. We do have a few things lining up here. That 0.5% retracement of this range here from top to bottom. And then we have the breakout of this symmetrical triangle. So we have this breakout and then potential comeback and back test that breakout before continuing to the upside. That's what we would want to see. But if it decides it wants to come back down into this range and break below the dynamic reactors, not hold above them, then I'll be looking for the demand zone here to hold, come up, hit resistance, and then roll over if it is to be super, super bearish. We'll see. The principal up I here, fam. There we go. Up in here. Up in here, fam. What's going on? So Linda Anderson. Oh, yeah, that was you that said about the Trump and ETF guys. Yep. So Tesla, let's see. What do we have here? So earnings and revenue, not until Tuesday, April 29th. Period ending. Oh, wait. Yeah, period ending March of 2025. And we will see what's going on there. So earnings not coming for a while on Tesla. Al Jr., good evening. NVIDIA, how we looking? Are there NVIDIA futures that I can take a look at? Honestly, don't know the answer to that question. NVIDIA's been seeing a nice sell-off as well. Kind of everything's been doing a little sell-off. Oh, is that equal highs? That's equal highs, guys. That's equal highs. That's all I care about, man. Hello? Thank you. Can I move you? Yes. Thank you. I appreciate you. Okay, so equal highs love to be taken out. So do equal lows, to be fair. So we'll see. Everything else, like the S&P, the S&P has already done something. Whoa. Can we not be glitchy? Are we the baddies? There we go. I don't know what made me say that, but all right, so a move to the upside, and we've seen this on the S&P, NASDAQ, whole bunch of things. Of course, they're mostly what is mostly driving the indexes. So so a little bit give and take there. The oscillator, our Prime Oscillator Pro Plus, is kind of showing a little rounding here on our money flow. So we are still above the zero line, which is good on our money flow. However, our trend ribbon has fallen below the zero line, and our True 7, which makes up 7 different indicators, sits below the zero line as well. And our volume matrix is showing bearish volume and increasing. So, but the question is that I have for you is BTC looking a little green, or is it me? I see it too. It's kind of weird. But the question is this just a rotation from stocks, from big market caps into smaller market caps? Are we seeing a rotation from NVIDIA into Bitcoin, and then from Bitcoin into Ethereum, and then from Ethereum into other alts, and from other alts into other alts? And then everything just goes up and everything explodes and then everything dies all at once. There we go. And there goes XRP on the breakout. Say what? All right. So yeah, who knows? But we will see. Is XRP breaking out? Subscribe to my channel. I'm going to try and do more updates on there, especially as things potentially, not for certain, but potentially really start to heat up and get moving. Either way, one way or the other, I mean, I think that's exactly what's going to happen. Whether it's up or down is the question. But we could see a little bit of a fake out too, so we've got to be cautious, or at least a pullback after. Now, the thing about XRP though is it's very difficult to fade it because this might look weak, but it could put in another, 20%, and then another 20%, and then another 20%, without giving you any chance to get in. So that's why I went ahead and got in 2 weeks ago. Because I was like, I think I want to, let's just go ahead and jump in. I think I got in over here thinking that it would continue to go up. Wrote all this down. It was all good. It's only a 3x. I wrote all this down, and then now we're sitting above the quantum and dynamic reactors on the 4 hours, so that is good. We're above the 0 line on our True 7, our money flow, and on our trend ribbon. We are, like I said, got a little bit overheated, so we could see a little bit of a pullback or at least some sideways price action. Like I said, Monday, could be what we see on Monday, is just a little bit of a calming down, things calm down for a little bit after such a wild weekend. But I would expect, and I would maybe not expect. Expect isn't the right word. I would want to see continuation after this big pump. So it's okay to chill out for a day, but I want to see continuation. We want to see continuation. We don't want it to be one day and then like a week of nothing, okay? Because then that would just show that maybe this wasn't so much, right? I had to change the name. Loss on Crypto. What was your previous name? Loss on Crypto? LOC? Is that bit innuendo? Loss on Crypto. Hey, good evening. All right, so let's take a look. Crypto gains. Crypto gains. What's going on? Why did you have to change it? I had to change my name from Crypto gains. There's no insider trading in crypto. That stuff is only regulated on Wall Street. What? There's almost nothing but insider trading in crypto. You kidding me? Especially in the meme coins. But anything that didn't have a fair launch could be seen as insider trading. So we got to be careful on that. Yes, last one standing on crypto. Last one standing. Gotcha. More personal. Gotcha. I like it. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at our economic news for the week. And then we'll go take another look at Bitcoin, and then we'll wrap it up and get out of here. I'm already a little bit over, but that's okay. It's a big day. So tomorrow for the U.S., we do have ISM manufacturing employment, ISM manufacturing PMI. So we will want to watch this. This is the ISM report on business that is based on data compiled from purchasing and supply executives nationwide. Survey responses reflect the change, if any, in the current month compared to the previous month. For each of the indicators measured, new orders, backlog of orders, new export orders, imports, production, supplier deliveries, inventories, customers' inventories, employment, and prices. The report shows the percentage reporting each response, the net difference between the number. Hold on. Let me Chat GPT explain ISM manufacturing PMI like I'm 15 years old. So, all right. Imagine the economy is like a giant factory making stuff. Well, that's what it is. Cars, clothes, electronics, you name it. Now we want to know if that factory is doing well or it's slowing down. That's where ISM manufacturing PMI comes in. So this will give you oh yeah, that's right. So that's right. I know what it is. Below 50% indicates that it is declining. Contracting above means it's expanding or growing. So we do want to see it come in higher, but the forecast is, the forecast is 50.8. The prior reading was 50.9. So if we can remain above 50, then that is still an indication of growth. And that could change the GDP now outlook, but we'll see. Another part of my theory is that this FOMC that is coming later this month could be where Powell's like, things are looking a little weird. So things aren't looking too hot or something. He could say something along the lines or that kind of give the indication that in May, or maybe he'll just straight up say it, in May we will strongly be considering cutting the interest rates. By how much, we don't know what that would be, but we'll see. We've got a 3 month and 6 month bond bill auction rather, and Fed Musalim speech. So a Fed member speaks. LMI Logistics Managers Index, blah, 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 blah. Let's see, where's the big ones? Fed Williams speech on Tuesday. API crude oil stock change on Tuesday. Nothing much on Tuesday, but Wednesday we have MBA 30-year mortgage rate. We want to pay attention to the housing economy, because the housing market hasn't been looking very strong lately. So that is not good. It's actually at lows that it hasn't seen. What was it? Maybe it was new home sales, or I think it was new home sales, but levels that we haven't seen since 2008. When the whole great financial crisis happened, great financial recession. Houses are not selling here. Yeah, houses are not selling. It's not good, because you need people to be able to sell their houses for profit so they can then take that profit and spend money on the economy. It's also an indicator that people don't have money to go out and buy houses. So that reflects and signals a contracting economy, which is not good for risk on assets like our crypto and stuff like that. So we want to tame everything that we had going on today, okay? We want to be chill. We don't want to rush into anything. Yes, it's okay to be excited, but we need to be cautiously optimistic, okay? Cautiously optimistic. That's going to be the theme here on the Piper Academy, because we don't want you to lose your house FOMOing into this market, okay? We want to make sure that things are looking okay before we start the FOMO. Short-term FOMO. I still think my theory is intact that we are going to see a pump and a rally in this month, in March, and then it's all going to come crashing down. At the latest, I think we'll be selling in May, and then we'll go away. Or maybe even March, and then we'll march the F out of here, all right? So ISM services PMI coming in on Wednesday. So Wednesday is going to be a pretty big day for the economics. If we are actually show more positive data, that could be the fuel that we need to continue this price action. So we might not even see anything. We might get I'm still thinking Monday will be kind of just like a chill out day. Tuesday will be the Monday sweep of the low day, sweep the Monday low day, and then continuation to the upside for the rest of the week. That is what I am hoping for. If we get something like that, then I think we'll be in good economic data, or at least decent, then I think we could be looking much, much better than we have been. Still wouldn't look great, but we'll see. Thursday, we do have balance of trade, which will be important. All this stuff, initial jobless claims, 4-week average, non-farm productivity. So a bunch of economic data. And then on Fridays, we got the big one. We've got all of our earnings, our hours, our government payrolls or manufacturing payrolls or non-farm payrolls coming in, and an unemployment rate coming in on Friday. So we've got to, I think, get through this week. Don't forget, Friday is also the Crypto Summit. Everything is kind of lining up, guys. It's either lining up for very bullish or lining up for very, very bearish. We shall see. We'll take one more look at Bitcoin. Let's go back to the Bitcoin price chart. And let's see. Are we going to get some continuation here? The 4 hour is trying to pop up right now. Not really sure on that. Let's go down to the 15-minute. Smash the like for our friend Lunar. Thank you, Crypto Pollo. I do appreciate you. And yes, please hit that like button. Help out the channel. Help out my show. I don't know if Piper told you guys, but he's thinking about. No, I'm kidding. I'm not even going to say anything like that. But yeah, so we do have the quantum and dynamic reactor sitting below us on the 15-minute, right there at that daily fair value gap. So that's pretty interesting. Maybe putting in a long order at $89,700 wouldn't be too bad. But we shall see. The trend ribbon has flipped green. Our money flow is pretty green, and our true 7 has broken above the 0 line. We do need to see that trend ribbon break above the 0 line on the 15-minute as well. But another good sign here is our power bar has pretty much completely faded out, which is good. But we do want to see our volume matrix start to turn green too. We want to see the volume be bullish volume. So we'll keep an eye on that. Tomorrow, we will be going over all of the charts, all of the Bitcoin stuff, macro and intraday, and micro. Macro and micro. We'll be going over all the Bitcoin stuff tomorrow on TA Tuesday, all the Made in America stuff. So make sure you come back and join me. Join us. Join the Madhouse tomorrow night. 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bitcoin dominance did take a fall on Saturday. Started falling last Tuesday, and putting in lower lows, lower highs. Wasn't able to break this high, so if it can put in another low, watch out below. It might be time for some Made in America season. Living in America. I'm going to try to get some graphics going so that we can enhance our Made in America segment experience. And we're going to have some fun. Whether or not everything crashes and burns, we're going to have some fun. But I'd much prefer that we pump and continue to pump. That's what I want to see. We want to see continuation, but we do want to be cautiously optimistic. I don't like words like should. We should have done this. We should have done that because of news. No, we shouldn't have done anything. Okay? I don't like speaking in absolutes unless the data is there. So I don't want to say we should have pumped on all this news because lawsuits were going out. No, we had a $1.5 billion hack. The market liquidated. I don't know what people thought was going to happen. Okay. Every weekend for the past 3 or 4 weeks, we saw terrible news. All the good news last week kind of helped prop up price, if you ask me. And then we got into a weekend where we finally didn't have bad news, but we had good news. Examples of previous bad news was the Javier Malaya Libra token being hacked. You got Dave Portnoy selling a bunch of stuff. We've got we had the Bybit hack. I mean, we had all this stuff going on every weekend. But this weekend, it turned around. Interesting, isn't it? Thank you guys for joining me. I do appreciate each and every single last one of you for being here and smashing up that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Come back tomorrow. We'll see if BC Port Corp will be live or not at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for Good Morning Crypto. And then following him, I know for sure OC Guy will be, I don't know if he'll be by himself, but I know for sure OC Guy will be handling the morning market report at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then we will have the Trade Academy with Trade Intuition at 4 p.m. And then we'll be right back here. Don't forget the moon. I'll do it tomorrow night. I'm not doing it tonight. Look, I can't overdo it. We did it Friday and look what we got. Or Thursday night and look what we got. Okay? So let's just chill. All right? Let's just chill. No moon tonight. We'll do it. We don't want to upset the moon gods. Okay? We need to be chill. No more Crypto Nightcap on the network, so we'll be right back here for more Markets After Dark, where we go mad on the charts tomorrow night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for TA Tuesday. I hope to see you there. Don't forget to join all the links in the description down below, or check out the links in the description down below. NordVPN 74% off for 15 months. Check it out. Pretty sweet deal. Blowfin, awesome exchange, and yeah, Flicks and Chill. Yeah, man. Yeah, Flicks and Chill. But yeah, we will see you tomorrow night, and we will do the moon. We will conjure up the moon guys. Don't you eye roll me, RS Miller. I see you. Don't you eye roll me. Thank you all for being here, and I'll see you tomorrow night. I hope you all have an amazing, beautiful, wonderful, radical sleep, and I will see you then. Mad love. Peace out. Good night. Bye.
Welcome to the night where we light up the spark. We're trading crypto, find out you'll be mad on the charts. Hosted by the one, Lunar Beaches top shark. Dive deep into the numbers cause this ain't no lark. We're crunching all the data, making money moves fast. From Wall Street to the blockchain, making predictions last. Community together in this financial blast. Markets after dark, that shatter ceilings made of glass. Mad on the charts with Lunar's bright lights. Crypto markets soaring through the night. Follow the trend, see future in sight. It's Markets After Dark, the financial flight. From Bitcoin to Ethereum, we're mapping the road. Stock tips and insights, secrets ready to unload. Trading strategies, sharp on knowledge be showed. Let Lunar Beaches guide you to the mother lode. Economic loops and the way the dollar flows. Community vibes where everybody grows. Analyzing trends while the world lays low. Markets After Dark, where only brilliant shows. Hit that subscribe and join the ride. In the world of finance, where fortunes collide. Lunar's path will be your guide. Through the market storm or the market tide. On the charts with Lunar's bright light. Crypto markets soaring through the night. From big dome markets soaring fast. Markets after dark touch shatter ceilings made of glass. Mad on the charts with Lunar's bright light. Lunar's bright light. Crypto markets soaring through the night. Follow the trend, see the future in sight. It's markets after dark, the financial flight. From Bitcoin to Ethereum, we're mapping the road. Stock tips and insights, secrets ready to unload. Trading strategies, sharp our knowledge be shown. Let Lunar Beaches guide you to the